Hi everyone. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about redox reactions. Specifically, we're going to talk about how do we determine the half reaction and how do we balance any chemical reaction given to us using oxidation numbers. A quick recap of what we did previously was we basically took a look at how do we determine these half reactions. And we looked at some general rules or general hints that you can use whenever you're given your paper. What is some of the first things that you should focus on doing? Number one, you should always find your oxidation number of every single substance or element in the given equation. The second thing is you want to check how those oxidation numbers are changing. Always, you most likely are going to get a case where one of your substance oxidation number is going to increase, and that means you've got a loss of electrons, aka a oxidation reaction, and the other substance oxidation number is going to decrease, meaning you've got a gain of electrons, aka reduction reaction. In a redox reaction, you must always have oxidation taking place and reduction taking place. There has to be the two of those. And number three, we said that anytime you have an oxidation and reduction reaction taking place, we refer to the reducing agent, which is the substance being oxidized, and we refer to the oxidizing agent, which is the substance being reduced. The terminology is very important in getting used to how to answer the questions, because in an exam type question, they might ask you to identify the reducing agent. And to do that, you must therefore look for which substance is being oxidized. So that would mean going back to step number one. Then we started talking about half reactions. Now, in half reactions, a quick overview of what we spoke about, some of the general rules here, is that we show the oxidation number at the top of every element. We only will not show the oxidation number if that number is 0, okay? And this is specifically when we're trying to write a half reaction. Next thing is we want to show the number of electrons that have been gained or lost, right? So let's just take a look at some of the half reactions we've done. If you look at the bottom here, we have looked at magnesium gaining two, or rather losing 2 electrons, and we looked at oxygen gaining 2 electrons. This is an example of a half reaction. It's giving us more information, so it's going beyond just the question equation, the equation that we have at the top there, the chemical reaction. The half reaction is giving us more information about how the oxidation numbers are changing. So you can see we've got an indication here, and we also told how many electrons are being lost or gained. Alright, so your job is to be able to write these half reactions. Now, it can be a bit confusing because if we look down here, we can see we've got electrons on the right side for magnesium, and then for oxygen, we've got the electrons on the left side. So how do we know where to place those electrons? There's a rule that we did in the previous lesson, and I've got it highlighted, and it's kind of like a hint of where you know where to write things. Remember that whenever we have a chemical reaction, you always have going from your reactants on the left-hand side to the products on the right-hand side. Okay, so that's going to be our point of reference. So when I say reactant side, you must know it's the left-hand side, and if I say product side, you must know it's the right-hand side. Now, when you're writing the oxidation half reaction, okay, this should be half. When you want to write your oxidation half reaction, your electrons are always shown on the product side. And what side is that? That is the right-hand side. How do we remember that? There's an O in oxidation, there's an O in product, so this helps us remember. For your reduction half reaction, your electrons go on the reactant side. Which side is that? The left-hand side. How do we remember that? R in reduction, R in reactant. Okay, so we should never be confused when we're writing these equations where to place the electrons. If it's oxidation, it's product side, aka right-hand side. If it's reduction, it's reactant side, aka left-hand side. Okay, so today we're going to look at 2 examples where we try and determine the half reactions, and then I'll also give you some examples to try on your own, and we'll see how we do with writing these half reactions. Okay,